Bill Maher may quit HBO. Noted political talk show host and political commentator Bill Maher has recently stated that he is considering quitting his HBO show Real Time with Bill Maher, saying that he does not want to do any more coverage of Donald Trump. Newsy.com has learned that despite Maher's deliberations, Warner Bros. Discovery and HBO renewed his political talk show for 2 more seasons back in March 2024. The comedian, author, and political commentator revealed his inclination to quit Real Time with Bill Maher in a conversation with noted actress and political activist Jane Fonda on the Club Random podcast. During the interview with Fonda, Maher expressed exhaustion at the thought of covering and critiquing the Trump administration for another 4 years. He further stated that he has done all the Trump stuff already, adding that he was the one to voice criticism against the president-elect before anyone else. Maher said while interviewing the actress, I may quit. I don't want to do another. I did Trump. I did all the Trump stuff before anybody. I called him a con man before anybody. I did. He's a mafia boss. I was the one who said he wasn't going to concede the election. I've done it. Fonda interjected at this point and asked, well then how come he's so hostile to Jimmy Kimmel and not to you, referencing Trump's feud with the late-night show host. It is worth noting in this regard that, during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live in October, comedian Trevor Noah theorized that the reason Trump gets so triggered by Kimmel is because the late-night comedy host was a big deal during the years when the president-elect was himself focused on entertainment media. Here's what I've noticed. Trump's annoyance of people is directly proportional to how big they were when he, focused on the media. Does that make sense? Noah said in conversation with Kimmel, Time magazine is still the biggest thing in his life. And then obviously, Jimmy Kimmel, SNL, if they insult him, he gets really angry about it, Noah added. Responding to Fonda's question about Trump's hostility towards Maher, the political talk show host said he's very hostile to me. He tweets about me every week. Every week he accidentally watches my show and goes, low ratings loser. I'm bored with it. The show is a politics. There is no other thing. And he's going to dominate the news like he always does, Maher added. It has been pointed out that Trump made headlines when he slammed Maher back in September on his Truth Social platform for having MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle and the New York Times opinion columnist Bret Stephens on Real Time with Bill Maher. During the conversation, Trump's alleged anti-Semitic remarks at a Washington, D.C. rally came up, where Trump had said that if he lost the 2024 presidential elections, the Jewish people would have a lot to do with that, prompting Stephens to call Trump a really scary guy and anti-Semitic adjacent. He also commented that democracy is at risk whenever anti-Semitism rears its head. Commenting on the episode, Trump unleashed a fiery tirade on his Truth Social platform, writing, the ratings challenge Bill Maher, on his increasingly boring show on HBO, is really having a hard time coping with Trump derangement syndrome. He is a befuddled mess, sloppy and tired, and every conversation with B and C-list guests seems to start with, or revert back to me. In the post, the then-Republican presidential hopeful called Ruhle a bimbo and referred to Stephens as a Trump-hating loser, adding that the failing New York Times is a badly run newspaper that should be put to sleep, while Maher said in the recent conversation with Fonda that he is considering quitting Real Time. Reports have mentioned that the political commentator's talk show was renewed by Warner Bros. Discovery and HBO for 2 more seasons, keeping Maher on the book until at least 2026. At the time, Maher was quoted as saying, 2 more years in the dream job of a lifetime, on the network so many dream of being on. I think that's what we call a no-brainer.